Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the YouTube channel Redolessence, and first things first, I just want to welcome you back to my channel. I hope this video finds you well, and I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Thank you so much for tuning in, it really means a lot. In this episode, I want to go ahead and take a moment of your time to talk to you about a 2018 release. It's actually the newest release by the celebrity Shawn Mendes, and this one is called Signature 2, so stay tuned. Now, before I begin the video, I do want to disclose that this bottle was sent to me for review, and I want to make sure to disclose that just in case there's anybody watching at home who feels as though I cannot remain impartial reviewing something that was sent to me. Now, this fragrance released in 2018 is supposed to be a heavier iteration of the one that was released before it. So this one is simply entitled Signature 2. The first one is called Signature, and it has this maple accord in there that I think is pretty unique. It sort of dries down to this sort of unisex composition. Kind of has this peach apricot feel about it. Some people who smelled it thought that it was quite feminine. Some people who smelled it, like myself, thought that it was completely unisex. Actually, a lot of people thought that it was completely unisex, and this one follows along in that same vein. This is a completely unisex composition. However, this one darkens things up with some ginger oil. There's this fir note in there, but it also has pineapple and some other fresher notes in here as well, all the while maintaining that maple accord that made the original what it was. For those of you who don't know, Shawn Mendes is a very popular singer, songwriter, musician, guitar player, and you could probably pick up on all of that because actually dangling from the neck of the atomizer here is a guitar pick. It's actually metal, and then you also have a wound guitar string feel surrounding the perimeter of the cap, which I think is really cool too. So why don't we go ahead and start with that? Let's take a closer look at the presentation. So here's the presentation for Signature 2 by Shawn Mendes. It just has this sort of light bronze box here. On the back, you have an image of the singer-songwriter Shawn Mendes himself, and then your information is on the bottom with the serial number printed right below the UPC if you want to authenticate your purchase. As far as the bottle is concerned, I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. As a guitar player myself, you have the guitar pick on the front, you have the wound guitar string on the perimeter of the cap, just says Shawn Mendes here at the bottom, nothing going on at the back, but you also have the same serial number printed on the bottom of the bottle, again, and it should coincide with the one found on the box. In terms of the cap, it does click into place very securely, so you can pick this one up from the cap, and the distribution on the atomizer is nice and wide. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. Now, as soon as this fragrance opens up, it is going to smell very fresh, inviting, pleasant to the nose. Yes, you do have a little bit of that ginger oil that's used in here. And what I think it does is it adds on to the freshness. It's not sharp or piercing. It doesn't sting the nostrils in any way. And I know that ginger can have a rather sharp both smell and taste depending on how it's used, whether it's in the powdered form that I often use in my tea, or if you're actually, putting like a ginger root in your mouth. It can have a very sort of abrasive feel to it. This one is not abrasive in any way. It opens up in a very fresh, light, inviting kind of an aroma, and I would probably put it in the same wheelhouse as like a Y by Yves Saint Laurent. It's not the same scent, but in terms of the overall vibe that it conveys, it's very pleasant. This is definitely a commercial scent. This is something that would appeal to a lot of people. I think it's a very pleasant scent to wear, and I think this is the kind of scent with which you would get a ton of compliments. There's nothing about this fragrance to dislike. It's very approachable, it's very functional, and it does have a lot of that fresh sweetness in the opening on account of the pineapple, and I think it's sweet also on account of the use of the note of coumarin, which is an aroma chem, and it's actually found in tonka bean, and also a variety of cinnamon called cassia cinnamon. And so it does have that sweetness lingering underneath it all, but then also keep in mind that there is this sort of maple accord that's lingering in the base, and it kind of gives off this warm, resinous appeal. It's not medicinal, it's not smoky in any way. This fragrance is approachable from top to bottom. It's very easy to wear, very easy to pull off, but keep in mind it does have this sort of commercial mainstream vibe about it that is going to appeal to as many people as possible. So if your nose is geared towards some of the more niche, avant-garde, artisanal scents, this one will not satiate your palate. But if you are looking for something that is very functional, very affordable, easy to wear, easy to pull off, but also kind of does things in a unique way and utilizes a unique accord in there, I think this is one that you definitely should check out for yourself. Personally, I do enjoy this one. There are times when it kind of reminded me of Azzaro Wanted, not Wanted by Night, which I actually prefer. That one has a bit more of like that cinnamon spice in there. I actually think it's one of the best releases of 2018, but this one does have the original Azzaro Wanted YSOY, sort of creamy tonka bean, fresh, citrusy, inviting appeal to it. Whereas this one, although it has that, it's not so much about the citrus, it actually has this pear note. And so it's pear with a little bit of fir, some resins, but they're not smoky or medicinal, and it's overall very fresh. I think it's a very well composed and very well pieced together fragrance that appeals to a mass audience. So very well done to the house of Shawn Mendes, or to the team working behind Shawn Mendes. Let's go ahead and finish off this review with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I do think that this is a unique scent in the regard that it utilizes a maple accord, which we don't see quite often in perfumes, especially not on the designer level. When you are comparing it to other scents that have hit the market, especially in 2018, you know, you have YSOY Eau de Parfum, you have Azzaro Wanted by Night. This actually smells like the lighter variations of those counterparts, which kind of brings us into the performance. I do think that this one is a little bit on the lighter side, so it kind of creates a more intimate and personal bubble. People have to get kind of close to you in order to be able to smell it on you. But if we are breaking it down in terms of longevity and projection, longevity was about 5 hours, projection was about 1 hour. So for that first hour, it will radiate within an elbow's length, I want to say. People will be able to smell it on you, but I think one of the saving graces, or one of the saving points of this scent, is that it's so affordable that you can just spray it throughout the day. And I think it's a pretty easy bottle to travel with or whatever. So if you want, you can just spray it again at lunchtime. You can get that fresh pear-like opening in this scent, which I think is pretty cool. And then in terms of versatility, I think the versatility is great. Anybody of any sex can wear this one. Anybody of any age can wear this one. I don't think that it's sweet to the extent that it becomes juvenile or overly cloying. Not at all. The only thing that I think is compromised here is the performance, and so I would probably not wear this one in the fall and winter. I would wear this one for like a cool spring day, or like a or the summertime. I think summertime this one would work really, really well. The only thing is that there is this sort of psychological tie-in that happens when you wear like a maple perfume. I know Immortelle is an ingredient that is said to have this sort of maple syrup-like vibe going on in there, and so if you don't like feeling or smelling like a sweet perfume in really hot weather, this one might actually trigger that sensation. And so you might want to actually try it on for yourself to determine if this is something that you'd want to wear in the dead of summer. And last up, the presentation, the concept behind it, the presentation with the guitar pick and the guitar string, I think is really cool. My final verdict on this one is I like it. And I think that for a celebrity scent, this is a solid release for 2018. Actually, this along with Cloud by Ariana Grande have been my favorite designer releases for this year, and there have been a lot of designer fragrances, or celebrity fragrances I should say, that have been released this year, and this is one of my two favorites along with Ariana Grande's Cloud. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of Signature 2 by Shawn Mendes. I do think that this is a wonderful scent. I think this one is unique to a certain extent, but it also does things in a very approachable, mainstream, and mass appealing way. So definitely go out there, try it for yourself, see if you are a fan of it, and report back here and let me know your thoughts. So if you are new to this channel and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I would love your subscription. Just click the red subscribe button down below. And this way, whenever I do put out new future fragrance related content, it will get delivered straight to your feed, and you'll also get a notification for it if you click on the notification bell. This way you never miss any of my future reviews, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, special guests, interviews, and a whole lot of other fragrance related content. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.